GST101. Your GST101 listening and reading. That was the focus of GST101, to teach you and imbibe the sense of listening and reading, how to read very well, how to listen very well. This particular GST102, which is the second part of GST101, is concerned about writing, how you become an effective writer, how you write effectively. Any form of writing, memos, letters, essays, and the rest of them. That is what this course is all to address. And last week we started with topic sentence. I explained a lot on topic sentence. So please go and watch video 1, which is on the last class. We are expected to start something new today. We are done with topic sentence. But just to recap a bit on topic sentence as a form of introduction into today's class. The topic sentence, like we mentioned in the last class, can be a generalization, can be a statement or a problem. But it's always found at a particular place in the paragraph, which can be at the beginning or in the middle, or it can be placed at the end. Those are the 3 places in the paragraph where you can find the topic sentence. And what the topic sentence represents in the paragraph is the main idea that you are trying to pass in that paragraph, impregnated into one statement. So it's like one single statement or sentence in that paragraph that shows the purpose of that paragraph. That is the topic sentence of the paragraph. So we said it has 3 locations. You can find it at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. And the easiest one to place is at the beginning. And mostly that is the one that is being used. Placing it at the beginning is the one mostly used in most paragraphs. The one that is that is the hardest one to place is the one of placing it in the middle. When you want to place the topic sentence in the middle, it's very, very hard. In fact, only professionals, those who are professionals in writing, that can place topic sentence in the middle. Placing it at the end also is not that hard. And we mentioned in that class that to place it at the end means that you build all other sentences around it. So everything is going down to the topic sentence. You would have spoken about everything else you want to speak, and then you land on the topic sentence. And I think briefly we talked about how to locate the topic sentence in the paragraph. And that was how we ended the last class. Today we'll start with coherence. Please, I want everybody to unmute and say that word. Coherence, if you are here in the class. Yes, what are we doing today?
Coherence.
Yes, thank you. Coherence is what we are dealing with today. Can you try? What do you mean by coherence? Have you heard about the word before? Or what do you understand by the word coherence, if you have heard about it before? Yes?
No idea, sir.
Okay. All right. It's very simple. It's just like the way you arrange. For instance, now, if your essay that you want to write is about how to, assuming I want to write an essay on, let's say, one of these African dishes. Let's say how to prepare egusi soup. You will need coherence to arrange your ideas. So when you're arranging your ideas in a paragraph, coherence is like the logic you use in arranging it, so that you start, it's either you start from the most simple step, moving towards the hardest one, or you start from the hard one going down to the simple one. But the main thing is having a logic of arrangement. So coherence is how you logically arrange your points in a paragraph. The point you want to make concerning a topic that you are developing, the way you arrange those points in the paragraph is what we call coherence. So arranging them logically so that whoever is reading it will be feeling a sense of transiting from one level to another. That is coherence. Now, an effective paragraph requires more than a topic sentence and supporting details. It must also be coherent. In a coherent paragraph, the writer takes the reader logically and smoothly from one idea to the next. That is what you are doing in, that is the word coherence. So when you see this in your exam, what they're asking you is coherence. The writer taking the reader logically and smoothly from one idea to the next. Now, the reader must clearly recognize that one sentence logically leads to another. That is very important to the reader. You must notice that while you are reading a particular paragraph, the end of one sentence is going to lead you to the next one. Not that somebody is just writing something haphazardly, like no alignment, this thing is not smooth, it's not logically arranged. You talked about how to get the ingredients from the market, and then you jump to how to serve the dish. After serving the dish, you now go back to how to prepare your pot and everything. You see that is not arranged, even though you have the idea, but if you don't arrange it logically, it will still not make sense to who is reading it. So your paragraph must have coherence, and that is the logic of arrangement of your point. Now, okay, there's an exercise, but we'll not go through that one. Now, let's leave. Now, all these things we are doing, we are just talking about effective paragraph, how to construct an effective paragraph. That a paragraph, although we started with topic sentence, that is one of the things you need in writing a good paragraph. A topic sentence must be noticeable in your paragraph. That is the first thing, but that is not all there is in the paragraph. We have more. Another thing there is in the paragraph is coherence, like we've mentioned earlier. But after coherence, there is still something you must. So you can see, when you read just a single paragraph like this, you can see all that must be bear in mind, like the writer, all that the writer has observed in order to give you a perfect paragraph. So you writing now must also bear in mind that you are not just writing a paragraph for writing's sake. There are so many things your paragraph must portray. It must have a topic sentence. It must be coherent. That means you must logically arrange the points you want to make in the paragraph. The next thing is that you must use transitional devices. While you are talking about idea one, maybe you have 4 ideas you want to, pass on using some sentences to, attach them to each other. You need transitional devices to move from idea 1 to idea 2. You cannot just finish idea 1 and just go straight and start idea 2. You need devices. And what are those transitional devices? Just from the word transit, you use them to leave one point and move to the other. That is the native meaning of transiting. You use them to move from one from one point to the other. Now, without looking at the material, before we get there, can you give suggestions of words we use to transit when we're writing? Do you have idea? Let's just see the idea you have already before we move to what we have in the material. Transitional devices. Examples from your side. Do I still have people in the class? Jimo Ganiyat, give us an example of transitional device. Why am I saying traditional? Transitional devices. Just one. Give us example. You use them every day. It's just that you may not know what we are talking about. Give us an example of transitional device.
So, like, firstly, the use of firstly, like probably maybe when you are writing a sentence and you want to, I don't know how to
You
express
already
myself, sir.
answered the question.
Just
Firstly, thank you. Sorry that I muted you abruptly. Sorry. I was about to press something else. So that is very correct. Firstly, so if I have like 4, 5 things I want to mention in my essay, I may need to use firstly. After finishing that, in order to move to the second point, I may need to use secondly. In continuation, furthermore, all those words, some of you use them on daily basis, even your conversation with people. What you are using is transitional devices. You use them to move from one idea to another. You have finished one idea, you want to move to the second one. You will need something to join them together so that one idea is not isolated from the other. That is the use of transitional devices. Another technique which brings coherence in a paragraph is the use of transitional devices between sentences. These are words or phrases that help a writer move smoothly from one sentence to the next and and show the logical relationship between sentences. We shall give you an example of what these transitional devices are and how they can be used. Now, I want someone to unmute, or let me call someone. The person will read this story to us, this paragraph. You read this paragraph to us, while the others will be pointing out the transitional devices that are there. Will Oluchukwu Joseph, will you help us with that? This paragraph, we want you to read it while we point out the transitional devices that are used there. All right, over to you. Oluchukwu Joseph, we are waiting for you.
so let me read so that we can proceed
All
with
right,
the
yes,
class, sir.
you can read. You can.
Man has been able to spread across the earth so widely for 4 main. Firstly, he is a terrestrial animal, not restricted to the forest. Secondly, he can cross any natural barriers such as deserts, oceans, and mountains. Moreover, he can live on a very wide variety of food. Most important of all, he has developed culture. He has learned to make clothes and build fires which allow him to live in climates where he would otherwise perish. To a large extent, he shares some of these advantages with the monkeys. They too can move over
Who is
unforested
writing on my
land.
board like this?
They
Sorry, that
should I
person should
proceed?
clean it. Continue. I'm talking of the person writing on my board.
They too can cross some natural barriers as they have the ability to swim. Food. Thus, a single species of baboon are spread across Africa from Dakar in the west to the Ethiopia in the east and south all the way to the Cape of Good Hope. Similarly, macaques have done all at least as well. One species, the rhesus macaque, is equally at home in the forest, in open cultivated fields, and inside heavily populated cities. I'm done, sir.
All right, so let's pick out the transitional devices used there one by one.
Hello.
One by one. Yes, that is a general question. Everybody contribute. Which one can you find?
Firstly,
Wait,
I think
secondly,
more
your voices are cracking. Oh, Abi is me.
secondly, sir.
Is this from my side or is your network? Your voice, just cracking.
Sir, probably maybe network, sir.
So how many were you able to Let's count them. How many?
Firstly, secondly,
I want you guys to
moreover,
give me the exact number that you can find there.
similarly,
Yes. Similarly is there. Firstly is there. Secondly, that is 2. Yes. Which one again?
No, sir.
moreover,
Moreover, 3.
yes,
Moreover, yes. Then 2.
most important
Most
of
important
all.
of all. Yes, that is another one. Thank you.
And thus, sir.
And what?
Thus, THUS. Thus.
Where was that used? Which line or which paragraph is that? Or line rather?
Sir, like.
Okay, thus, yes, that is correct. But before that, we have some here. Now you've jumped a lot. Look at this one.
Okay,
To a large extent, is part of it. To a large extent, is part of it. Yes. Which other one?
Okay.
There are quite a lot of them. I want you to fish all of them out, so you know the.
Sir, 2, sir. COO2 is part of it.
Okay, yes. In that case, it was used as yes. That is part of it. You are correct. There are still more. That is why you have to fish everything out.
And they.
Similarly.
And
Similarly is noted.
Similarly is there.
and they, sir.
Is there anyone? No, they is not part of it. Is there anyone left?
No. It is a group of words, sir. It is not only one word. And they. It was
okay, and they. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not sure we take that. Okay, that is fine now. We have it. So you can, thank God you fish them out yourself. So I want us to read the meaning of those words as they were used in the paragraph. Yes, someone should take the glossary for us.
I want to do that, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do that.
Yes, you are free, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Terrestrial, living on land. Barrier, something placed in the way to prevent further movement. Perish, die, be completely destroyed. Spice is a group of plant and animals that are of the same kind. Babu, a large dog-like monkey found in Africa and South Asia. Macaque, a monkey of African origin found mainly in Asia, having check punch and a short tail.
All right. So we've seen all the transitional devices used in that example given. So I want each of us in the class, one by one, starting with the last person that just finished speaking now, give us a sentence. No, you have to have like 2 or 3 sentences, a group of sentences that you construct yourself, and make sure you use transitional devices. Yes, we take it one by one. Let me start with that last speaker. The last speaker, yes, it can be anything. Talk about anything, but make sure you, in your speech, you use transitional devices. Yes. Who is starting?
Okay. Okay. I was too busy to write the story. That is TOO, sir.
No. It's not like that, oh. It's not in usage like when you use it like that, you're not joining anything. That is not transitional. You see that when it was used then, that TOO is not even transitional device. It becomes transitional device when you add it together like this. And they too. You understand? It's a group of words, not 2 alone. No, 2 is not transitional device.
Okay, sir.
For instance, let me give you an example. The meeting was fixed during work hours. Therefore, a lot of students were unable to attend. I've used one transitional device there. Therefore, so it's something as simple as that. So just you don't have to form too many sentences. Just a few or maybe two, but make sure you join them together using transitional device. Yes, we are still on that. Everybody will talk except this class. Start thinking of your own.
Should I start?
Yes, anybody can start.
Okay, sir. Hello.
Yes, we are with you.
Okay, she was sick. As a result, she was hospitalized. That's the first one. I want to make use of that. Should I proceed?
Yes.
Similarly, in swimming, the top 3 places went to Nigeria.
Similarly, what?
Similarly,
I want to
swimming, the top 3 places went to Nigeria.
All right, thank you. We've had you. The next person, another person.
I want to secondly.
That means that the sweet ones they take us.
You can't use second if you have not used firstly. You cannot use second if you have not used firstly. It's logical. It has to, you are arranging it orderly. So if at all you use secondly, you must have at least 3 things you want to talk about. So you would have used firstly. Firstly, I like to tell you about the story of my life. Secondly, I would like to, you understand? So you must have used firstly first before you go to secondly. So try what you want to do now.
Okay. Firstly, I would like to brief the audience about what I want to say.
Secondly, you are trying, but let me tell you something about, don't forget all the things we have learned before. We learned about topic sentence. We learned about coherence before we got to these transitional devices. So if you want to make any statement or group of statements now, you must bear in mind that your statement must be in coherence. That means arranged logically. They must have, it must have one single topic sentence. And of course, this transitional device that we're practicing. So anything you say now, you must impregnate that thing with the 3 of them so that we know that you have learned topic sentence successfully. You have learned coherence successfully, and then this transitional device. So thank you very much. You are really trying. I love that. It's like it's only ladies we have in this class. Blessing, Peter. Make your own statement. So, are you here? Been bright, all of you. I've not heard you.
I'm here, but my side is a little bit noisy.
Now we see here what you want to say. You just want to make a statement. Okay, let's leave that. We have time for that in during our revision. I want somebody to take this part. Someone should read this part to us.
Which part is that, sir?
This place on the screen.
Number 5.
No, this place on the screen. This whole place like this. That is where we're
okay. Okay. The following list includes other words and phrases that function as transitional devices to 1. Express results. Therefore, as a result, consequently.
What they are trying to say there is when you want to use those transitional devices, hold on. When you want to use those transitional devices, they all have what they are used for. If you want to express results, like what you want to say is a result of what you have been saying before. That is when you use therefore as a result, consequently, thus, hence, all those ones, when you use them, the next thing you want to say after them is a result. So continue.
Number 2, give example. For example, for instance, specifically, as an illustration. Should I continue?
Yes, read all.
Hello?
Continue,
Okay.
continue.
Express comparison. Similarly, likewise. Number 4, experience contrast, but yet, still, however, nevertheless, on the other hand. Express addition. Moreover, furthermore, also, too, beside, in addition, indicates time. Now, later, meanwhile, since then, up to that, before the time. Experience sequence. First, second, third, then, next, finally. I'm done, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you. Thank you. That is very good. Now, you see all these things that are reading now, you think it's for joke. They normally ask questions on this part too. They will say that which of the following is used to express result? Which of the following transitional devices or device is used to express result? They will give some options there. Mostly, they normally ask consequently. The one they normally put in the option. So you should be ready to answer questions on them. Not just reading it like this, like we're reading newspaper.
Okay.
Now, let's see if we can touch one more thing before we go. Okay, let's try to read this story before we go to conclude today.
The seed, no go dey seed very well inside. I go red.
Okay, this one is an assignment. I'm not sure we can do it in the class now. So that is all on coherence and transitional devices. As a form of summary, in this particular class today, we've talked about coherence, which is how you logically arrange your ideas in a paragraph to help your listener understand. And we've talked about transitional devices. They are like joiners that you use to join ideas together, from transiting, moving from one idea to the other smoothly. If you want to move from one idea to the other, you will need transitional devices. They will stand as a filler for the gap between the last idea and the new one you want to pass. I will mention some examples, like therefore, furthermore, thus, as a result of, consequently, in continuation, firstly, secondly. So let's mention many more as we round up the class. Mention many or several examples of transitional devices you can think of. A general question to the class, everybody can contribute to your own part. Or should I say we should give 5-5?
More, sir.
Okay, hold on. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this, one by one, 5-5, before we round up the class.
I want to go. I want to go first.
Once you are done with your own, allow the next person to talk.
Similarly, sir.
Yes.
I'm through. I've said mine.
The next person.
Firstly,
yes.
Secondly, moreover, similarly, consequently, in addition.
Thank you. That is fine. Next person.
I'm
is
done.
Joel in this class or is it Joe? Next person.
Therefore,
continue.
hence, moreover,
continue, sir. Is it up to 5 yet?
then the next,
My network is on
as
stage.
well as and they too.
And they too, don't put and they too as a transitional device. Well, it's a phrase, it's okay. Next person.
As an illustration,
Okay.
for instance, most important of all, moreover, specifically, therefore, does, and hence.
Well done, that makes sense. All right, thank you everyone for joining the class today. Let's meet next week, Tuesday, for further reading. Invite your friends, those that are not here. They are missing a lot. Have a wonderful week ahead.